Today, let's talk about job offers and how they are different for different processes. Well, let's start with the most common. You are in Canada, you're on an open work permit, postgraduate or spouse open work permit, or any kind of open work permit. You find employment, you get a job offer. This job offer will lay down your terms and conditions, will lay down your contract and terms of your employment. And this is your basic job offer, which is issued to you on the letterhead of the company. This job offer is basically it just lays out your terms of employment. Second one is, for example, you are here in Canada on an LMIA exempt closed work permit, intra-company transfer, francophone mobility, postdoc, these kind of closed work permits where LMIAs are exempt. You do not need an LMIA. But these job offers are for a fixed duration of time. It will say on the job offer that this job offer is for a period ending after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And of course, this job offer also will lay down your terms of employment, your terms of contract in Canada. However, you can use this period of employment for your points in express entry and in some cases for some immigration applications and PNPs as well. However, they should comply with the conditions. In express entry, if you are an intra-company transfer, if you're on a closed work permit, which is issued based on the LMIA exempt category, this job offer should categorically have one specific clause that this job offer is valid for 1 year after you become PR or after your PR visa is issued, or that this job offer is valid for an indeterminate period. This is a condition, this is a requirement in order for you to use this job offer for your 50 points or 200 points, depending on your NOC code, for your express entry applications. The problem happens is when some employers refuse to include this clause or refuse to give you a specific job offer for you to be able to claim these points. A lot of people will sign up a consultation asking what is the way out, if there is a different document that can be provided. Unfortunately, there is no alternative. There is no alternative document that you can provide in lieu of this job offer. You require this document. This is a condition. Now, I know there have been several people who have gotten away without providing this document, without this clause, just by using their deputation letter or their contract letter that they have received. But that doesn't apply to everybody, and not everybody can get away. Could be a visa officer, while analyzing, may have skipped the clause, may have not paid attention to it, and that's a possibility because there is a bit of subjectivity involved. But by and large, we have equally seen applications being refused because this clause was not being included, and that becomes a problem. Now, the third one is a PR supporting job offer. Now, what does that mean? Now, this job offer is given to you by employers who are supporting you for the PNP applications. Now, depending on the province, each province, as you would all know, has a different stream, different program, different criteria, different requirements. Depending on which province you are, your employer can give you a job offer and should be able to support you for your PR application, would be able to support you for your nomination application. So in addition to giving you just the letter which will say your terms and conditions, your job description, your salary, your working hours, the employer, first of all, should be eligible by itself for that specific PNP program. The employer should be willing to appear for an interview, phone interview, or whatever that might be. If at all the province chooses to contact the employer should be willing to sign an employer form in the case of Ontario, or NSNP 200 form as in the case of Nova Scotia, or as in the case of British Columbia, should be willing to provide you with additional documentation, as in the case of Ontario, and of course in British Columbia, should be willing to advertise for the position and prepare documentation and support you with the documentation that show that ample recruitment efforts were taken for this particular job, and so on and so forth. So these are the three main different types of job offers that you can look at. And then of course, then there is the LMIA and LMIA supporting job offer. Now, this is pretty simple and straightforward. If you get an LMIA approved from the employer, that by itself helps you, but that should also be accompanied with a proper job offer, and that job offer should also ideally include the clause that this job offer is valid for 12 months or 1 year after you become a PR, so that you can get your 50 or 200 points as the case may be. I hope I have been able to explain to you the different kinds of job offer. And as a pro tip, I would like to sort of add to that if you are in Canada on an open work permit, and of course you're working full-time job, you have a job, unfortunately, you cannot claim points for the job offer until and unless you have an LMIA supporting job offer. And that is the condition, that is the requirement. I hope this helps.